if you want to know, we told y'all this in the last book though. If you want to know the basis of the book and what we liked and what we didn't like and what we think we're going to do differently, this is where you come to watch this. But
Mm-hmm.
if you really trying to get deep, dirty, and get the spark notes on this book, this is not the place. Just let y'all know right now. That's it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our second rendition of the $1 Million Book Club.
Correct. We are back.
A separate segment, but still together with the Plus One podcast.
Correct.
We're about to introduce ourselves, and you can introduce yourself
In the
in the comments below. So, without further ado,
Oh, also make sure you like, share, and subscribe these videos.
please.
So that way you can keep the information and you can give it to others if they might want to learn and help the channel share some positivity.
I'm cool. I'm hot. I'm happening. If you want to see more of my face, please just subscribe.
Like the video, subscribe.
Just subscribe, bro.
And tell us in the comments. Like we said on the last one, if y'all don't tell us what to do, we're not gonna do nothing fun for y'all.
Well, no, we're gonna do something.
We're gonna continue to read.
We're gonna do stuff fun for us.
Right. But we want to make it fun for y'all if y'all just tell us what's fun.
Facts.
So talk.
So, who are you?
My name is Kasey.
Hi, Kasey.
My week has been pretty hectic. I've been having a lot going on. I have a lot going on currently. As y'all can see, we're filming on a different setup today. Yet again. But this one will be more consistent now. So say yay, everyone. Yay. Clapping noises.
clapped.
I know you did, but I'm saying this is where I'm gonna put the edit. So, yeah, it's been a lot, but I'm really happy about this week. I'm happy to be, here in my safe space. And we're also going to say one thing we think is important about the book to start off.
Okay.
So, the thing that I took away the most from this book is that I guess it is important how you say things and what you do before and after you say them. Like everything goes into being able to communicate yourself, not just the words you're saying and how clearly you're saying them. So
That's so good.
there we go.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ken.
Hi, Ken.
I'm grateful to be back here once again on another amazing book. My week has been, como se dice, long
Mhm.
and tiring,
Mm.
but it's like Wednesday, so I'm just gonna power through it.
Don't say what day it is.
Wednesday, it's just
Of any day.
of any day,
Of
girl.
any week.
Of any week.
Okay.
Of any time. Of any year.
We know what year it is.
We're in the year 3000. So like I was saying,
Okay.
it's only Wednesday. And I'm gonna power through this week, and I'm gonna keep going, and I'm gonna take the fattest nap ever imagined on this weekend. I'm gonna take the fattest nap. Oh, I can't take the fattest nap. Jesus. Okay, so I'm eventually gonna take the fattest nap. I'm gonna work myself with the fattest nap. But there's a quote that says, "It's not about being scripted. It's about embracing the unknown, ignoring what doesn't matter so you can capture what does." The book was good. Let's just say that. The book was good.
Oh, we already down to 80%, Lord
Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay, so let's rock to it.
Okay.
Let's get into these questions.
What does leadership mean to you? Like, based on what you've read from the book.
I always thought that leadership meant that you are an example to others, and based on your example, it inspires other people to do something with themselves if they so choose to be. You know, I think that a leader is a person that can hand out the rules, but also at the same time
That lives by them.
lives by them, and also, um, hmm, can give reminders and they understand how people are too, and when they need to, like, cut people off and how they need to cut them off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if people aren't being a good team member and you've given them the time and the space and the opportunity
To
to
change.
change, then, that position for them is not the best position for them as a leader. Sometimes you don't even have to get rid of somebody. You just have to put them in places where they will thrive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that's what I think a leader is. What do you think?
I think a leader knows their strengths and plays into them very well.
Mhm.
I think a leader uses their strengths to affect the overall of the group. So that means that you could be a leader in very many different
It's
ways
true.
and in many different lanes. Like everybody has their own position to lead. Like all businesses have different sections that have different managers. Those are leaders, think people who pass down rules and things to the other people. And the characteristic that you want to see most in a leader is communication. And that's communication to all. And like she was saying, you don't have to just talk about it, you have to be about it too, because people aren't just going to follow you and do the things that you say do just because you say do them.
Mhm.
Like sometimes people are going to be like, well, you don't do that. And like, you know how kids be like, well, mama, you didn't put the dishes away.
You don't eat vegetables,
Right, you
mama?
don't eat vegetables. You don't drink water. Why I gotta do it?
Yeah, yeah.
It's not a do as I say, not as I do type of thing. Because especially when it's people that aren't coming from you, like you have to appeal to other people's wounds and traumas and and experiences in life. You have to, the only thing that they can go by is your actions because you don't know what their connection with words is, but you still have a goal and a job to get done.
I will say that communication is verbal and nonverbal.
Yes.
So,
This book taught me that too.
mhm,
That a lot of communication is nonverbal.
mhm,
You just don't realize it.
yeah.
Okay. So, what was the most impactful idea from the introduction that grabbed your attention? I don't even
The
remember what happened in
the
the
most
introduction.
let me look at my notes. It's a good thing I got notes because this book is
It's a
um
lot of
it's a
information, y'all.
lot of information. Okay, so what'd you ask me again?
What? My bad. I can't find it now.
Can you blow it up some?
Nah, I can read. What was the most impactful idea from the introduction that grabbed your attention? I wrote mine in a notebook, y'all, but I ain't bring a
I
notebook.
didn't
Sorry.
even.
Yes, you did. You read it. I like that quote.
Which one? Communication is the greatest skill any leader can possess.
Yeah.
So I wrote that down because I thought it was a really good it was on brand with the book, and I thought it was really good in terms of the introduction, but oh, this is what I like. The difference between struggle and success is story.
Mm.
That's the best part to me that I thought was in the
That was the
introduction.
most
That
impactful
was the
part
most impactful part to me.
because it's about your view.
Yes, because that's what makes you different from everybody else. And as a leader, you always have to find the success basically in every outcome. So, yeah, that was the most important, impactful part
You know
to
what's
me.
crazy? I got something a little different from that.
Okay.
That like you have to shape the story in the way that you want them to feel.
Mm.
If you want them to feel like it's going to be something hard or if it's going to be something that's going to be easy and get out something in the end, it's about the way you word it.
Well, you have to believe that. It's not really about wording. I feel like if you believe it, then people will feel
But
that
what
you believe
makes
it.
you believe a story?
You have to what I'm saying is the shaping comes from you shaping it for yourself,
Hmm.
not you shaping it for other people.
The way you received it and the way you're putting it out.
Right. Because if anybody's going to be delusional, you're going to be delusional and people are going to follow that delusion because you made it feel so good for yourself that it comes off as authentic for everybody else.
Yeah, I like that.
Make sense?
Yeah. My most impactful part was this. And it says leadership was like baking a cake. You simply had to understand the recipe and the process. So it's basically like if you want to bake something or if you want to get somewhere, there are many directions in which you could take there. It's about which one is most efficient.
What page is
What's the
that on?
goal? It's an introduction.
Let me see.
But what is the goal, at the end of the day that you're trying to get to? And how potentially do you want to get there? Do you want to take the scenic route or not? So, like, the recipe is directions for an end goal, but the process is how you get there. And to be able to lead somebody on a path or be able to get them to
You may
do
have to redo that
why?
because it says I discovered that I didn't need a 6-step process or 21 influential laws to be a leader. I simply needed a greater understanding of the place where leadership lives.
Right, but you still have to get to the destination. If you read it, he says the hidden process began with a fundamental premise: I lack something.
Leadership was like baking a cake, but it's not like baking a cake. It's like it's something totally different. It's not a process. It's just you shaping
What's on
you.
you on the inside?
Yes.
Oh,
It's not about a process because all these other leadership books, that's why I picked it up. All these other leadership books were saying, "Oh, you have to do this step, this step, this step, then turn around, clap your hands and sit your ass down somewhere."
but I'm saying like it's the end goal is to be a good leader, right?
Yes.
And there are many different ways to get there.
Yes.
I'm saying that you don't have to, there are many different directions. You don't have to follow the directions, but you have to reach the end goal.
That's true.
That's what I was saying.
Okay, cool. I didn't understand what you were saying at first. I was like, I don't know.
Y'all really get to sit here and watch us deliberate over the book. Like, literally, just get to watch us have a book club. But that's why it was so impactful to me was because it was a like she was saying it was a whole encompassing thing.
Mhm.
Like you have to like everything else you have to start on the inside of you
Mhm.
and bring out what's most important to you and then lead from that direction. Like I said, play from your strengths.
Right.
And if you don't know what those are, there are a million different quizzes on free online that you can take. I'll put the one that we took down in the links below
Right. They
in the
have one
description.
in the book. You can get the book. I think the book's like $10, $12. For it to be so small, it's a really impactful book.
Very.
And in the book, they tell you where you can go and take the test. But I guess yeah, you put it down in the description too.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat. In the chat.
And I
I'll
don't
put
I
it
don't
in the
know
description.
I don't know if she'll have an Amazon storefront with our
I
books.
won't.
With our books?
I won't.
You won't collect a
Mm-mm.
little change for the book?
Because I can't post a link on here. I can't attach it until I get to a certain number of
Well,
subscribers.
subscribe so we can she can get
So
some
that way we can get
coins
some coins from reading these
from
books.
reading these books.
Hey, any way to help y'all to help me.
Mhm.
Okay? Thanks. All right. Next question. How can leaders foster a culture of collaboration by changing their language? Why did you turn it look like that?
Because it's simple. Don't be closed-minded.
Okay.
If you open up your mind and you listen, if you just actually listen. See, this is my problem. I think we said that. I said that last time.
What?
I
You
don't
don't like to
listen. I
listen.
don't like to listen.
You don't like to listen.
So how am I going to collaborate with anybody if listening is the first step to act, if like
Actually
actually
collaborating.
collaborate and communicate with somebody? Because we could be speaking two different languages, but if I listen and I understand what they're saying, then I can collaborate effectively. You get what I'm saying? So I look because the answer is simple. Don't be a jackass.
Oh,
Open your ears
mm.
and listen. Just listen.
I need a drink on that.
What do you think?
I mean, I agree. That's what the book said. So I don't know what else to say other than I agree. But I wanted to read this thing from the from the takeaways, because the takeaways are really good. Like if you want to like not get so deep delved into the chapter,
Which you should.
you should read it. But for the people who want to dip their toe into information first, if you buy the book and you just want to play around with it, just read the takeaways at the end of the
I don't know why
chapter,
you want to play around with the book.
because some people are afraid of information.
That's true.
They are. Some people are afraid of learning. They're like, they don't understand what they don't understand, and it frightens them.
And that's why you should read The Alchemist first. If you have not seen that episode, it'll
Go
be
watch it.
go watch it. It'll be up here at the
Maybe a
top,
card.
up here.
And if I can't get a card, I'm putting in the
Just put in the
description.
description. Go read The Alchemist first because that is a very great introduction into just reading in general. It's a great introduction into knowledge in general. It's shaped as a fictional story, so you can go ahead and read it. They have pictures in there if you get the right book.
Right, because my book didn't have no picture.
If you get I think I have the 25th edition. If you get the right book, then it has pictures.
I don't got no
So
pictures.
don't be scared, okay? Don't be scared. Just start reading with things that attract you. I
And then you can go from there.
they were talking about in the book about familiarity and then like the known and unknown. So whatever you are used to, let's say that you're used to being on your phone 24/7 like like most of us are.
Right.
Then you get on YouTube and you
Listen to
listen to an
audiobooks.
audiobook or you look at a documentary or something like that with pictures and with visuals and stuff like that, or you can start looking at information that's on Instagram or
Mm-hmm.
TikTok or something like that, something short, and then after that you can start to
Build your stamina
excuse
for
me,
processing and applying the information.
but it's like working out.
You're not going to go in there and pick up the 55-pound book and try to understand those words and think you're not going to be able to have the stamina to need a dictionary and write stuff down and take
Right.
notes.
But every little step like counts. So whatever you decide to do, that's good.
Sitting here listening to us talk about the book and give you
Is
and,
a great
and give
step.
you and give you, advice on how to learn is great
It's a
too.
great step.
You at least got to this information and now it's time for you to do something else.
Hmm.
So, this is what I wanted to read from the takeaway. It says, "We all have the ability to improvise, adapt, and overcome. That's not to say that leadership is about going off script. Instead, it's about knowing that you are wired to deal with the unexpected." That's what I like.
That was good.
What do I take away
what
from
do you take
that?
away from that?
I think it plainly wraps up the meaning of collaboration by changing your outlook,
Mm-hmm.
because the way you think about things is how you're going to communicate them. And so if you're very stiff on the way that you think about things, you're not going to be able to communicate or have any empathy for a different way of being able to communicate.
People of the same mind and spirit can collaborate easily because they agree.
Right.
But a lot of times in leadership, you are with people who are of different backgrounds, different cultures and stuff
Different
like that.
morals,
Different,
different
right,
experiences.
different beliefs. So in collaboration, there is compromise always. So that's why we have a lot of people of the same mind, body, and spirit
Mhm.
that hang together because they don't want to compromise.
Nor do they wanna change.
Right. So they have to find the easiest form of collaboration, which is like hanging in the same sector of people. But that doesn't foster growth. You know, I don't know what type of individualism that is either, but you know, that's just my take.
I had another question
Hmm.
that I'm not taking from our list of questions.
Okay.
Do you think everybody can be a leader?
Yeah, I do. And the reason I say yes, I do is that everybody has the potential to be a leader in some regard, good, bad, ugly. You can be a leader in some regard. Everybody can be one. But if you want to be a leader of positivity, a leader of what on this earth we would call morality on this earth, not morality on whatever planet or whatever else in a hypothetical situation that you may make up in your head, morality on this planet of the majority. um you have to continuously grow and change and understand yourself in order to be that type of leader. Now, if you want to be the leader of the squirrels and you're already a squirrel, then you got it. If you want to be the leader of the birds and you already a bird, then you got it. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to be like a dynamic leader, then you have to look in yourself and figure out what's dynamic in you. And sometimes you have to work on yourself in order to get to that form of dynamic. So I believe everybody can be a leader, but I do not believe everybody wants to be one. I don't believe everybody wants to take the steps in order to become an effective leader in regards to what the book is, you know, displaying.
Displaying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I believe everybody can. But will y'all? It's up to
But
you.
for that answer that you gave at the end for the you think everybody doesn't want to be, that's gonna be my answer as of now.
Mm.
I feel as though it's not about your potential. It's about what you're willing to actualize. So if everybody's not willing to actualize the steps and the hardships and the experiences that it takes to be a dynamic leader in whatever arena that you're in, then there's no point in starting.
So your question was can. Yes, they can. Now, will. No, they won't.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Can they? Yes, you can. Will you?
Probably not.
Probably not. Everybody won't. And that's okay because you don't have to be. Nobody's asking you to be a leader. People.
Do you think that people want to be leaders for the right reasons?
No, not everybody.
Why don't you think so?
Uh, money, power, fame.
Pose. I was gonna say the other word, but
Like people want leadership for the reason like some people want leadership to fulfill that part of them. Leadership by based on this book isn't even about fulfilling really that empty space in you. It's taking what you already have and just living through that. It's an everyday occurrence. They're not saying you be a leader in your corporate area. They're saying when you wake up in the morning, you're a leader and you should be talking to people correctly. And you should be talking to people and interacting with people based on the thing and on how they can communicate with you. You get what I'm saying? So it's not about, oh, I'm reading this book because I want to learn how to be a leader in my organization. It's like, no, if you're not a leader in that regard, like you want to be a leader in that regard, it's like you want to be a singer, but you have no voice.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? So you use what you can in order to be able to express how you can. Because nobody said that you can't be a writer. You
Nobody
know,
said you couldn't be a musician.
nobody said you couldn't be a musician. You know what I'm saying? But I want to be a singer. I want to be a singer so bad, but you have no voice. And it's like you're so sad about, not being this type
What
of
you lack,
right,
trying to be where you lack
right,
instead of what you already have.
right.
And being a dynamic leader is taking what's
What
already
you
in you
have
and giving back to
and giving
others.
right. Right.
Okay. Yeah, y'all. See, takeaway. We're gonna do like, I don't know, how long have we even been
I
recording?
don't know. I really had to learn that lesson though because I really wanted I wanted to be Miss Freshman of my college mainly because my mom was Miss Freshman. It wasn't in me to be that cuz I wasn't that. I didn't embody that enough to be that. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be queen of the university, but that's not my aura. That's not who I am.
And
So,
it also ain't gonna fit for what the job is gonna require.
right. Right.
That's the
So,
thing.
it's like you know how they say God won't ever put you in positions that you're not well, either he puts you in a position where you're not supposed to be in order to learn a lesson, or he won't put you in a position where you're not what you're not ready for and what you're not supposed to be in. So, if it's not like that wasn't for me. What I have now is for me because I have it. Whatever is for me now, past, future. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I am now learning to work with what I have, the skills that I have, and fostering those skills. And it sucks sometimes. I know it sucks sometimes because,
Because you're having to grieve the expectation of what you wanted.
right. But it's like once you realize you're still kind of cool with what you got, I saw a man swim with no arms and legs. I saw a man win the Special Olympics backstroke, I think something like backstroke, something like that, with no arms and legs.
That's called determination.
So I mean, it's like, yeah, and I'm dramatic.
She is.
I'm dramatic. So like, do I still kind of grieve some of that stuff to this day? I do, but it's like you can be so stuck on stuff that you don't have that you start to lose stuff that you do have. So just keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? What we got next?
Um, what's one way that he explained being able to inspire action through others by the way you communicate in leadership? In leadership, sorry.
That's a hard question.
Not really. We kind of already touched on it. You got to be about it and speak about it.
Yeah.
Like you can't say do one thing and then do another. Number two, your behavior is what's going to dictate how fast everybody else moves, the pace everybody else under you moves. Because if you're making it seem like, oh, this is a joke, oh, this is nothing, oh, this will come back. Like if you're already thinking that, the people you're instructing are already going to feel that energy and move in the direction that you're wanting them to move. So if something is urgent, something is pressing, something is of important nature to you, you need to be acting like it's important. Hey guys, what are you doing with this part? Do you need any help? Where like you need to be figuring out how to make it the most efficient because that's how you want to make it work. Now if this is a lackadaisical we can fly by our pants kind of business or goal, then okay, that's how we would do it.
So I'll talk about a little bit about how one of my managers did it. Encouraging after every little thing that was done. Great job. You're doing a great job. Finding ways to encourage every step of the way in ways that they like to be encouraged. Because at the end of the day, everybody is a child at heart.
Mm-hmm.
And if you like a pat on the back, and that's gonna help you move forward, because as a leader, I may not have to look over your shoulder. I may not have to do this and that, but it may, like, your fuel may be, thank you so much, I really appreciate it. Now could you please do this? Then, from a I guess, like, a employee standpoint, or a person that's like following you standpoint, they're like, "Oh, wow. They really appreciate me, and they're saying that I'm doing a good job, so I'm a good fit where I am, and I'm going to continue to do."
Because I like this energy that I'm receiving.
Right. Right. So, I think encouragement in the way that people want it, excuse me, is so big. That's why, like, I think you have to really understand people's, like, love languages and what fuels them to keep going, really. And that takes observation, you know? So, yeah.
If you really want to read this book and you really want to get the deep dive, what's the word? Inspiration from this book, you got to read it for yourself. I'm not even going to cap to you. Like it's like when you got to take a test and you have to explain, you go to study group and you read the book and other people didn't read the book and they're just trying to learn from what you're teaching them. You're not going to make it off of what we're teaching you, okay?
It's a really good book.
It's a very good book. I want to say that 100%, but it's information that you need to absorb yourself. So if you want to know, we told y'all this in the last book though. If you want to know the basis of the book and what we liked and what we didn't like and what we think we're going to do differently, this is where you come to watch this. But
Mhm.
if you really trying to get deep, dirty, and get the spark notes on this book, this is not the place. Just let y'all know right now. That's it. Hey guys, we finally got a sponsor. Woo! Today's sponsor is Chic Essentials. Chic Essentials is a Shopify business that believes in empowering women through style and functionality. Whether you're looking for a touch of glamour or practical solutions for everyday life, they got you covered. They have portable heating pads and luxurious wigs that will keep you feeling and looking chic. They add new products monthly so you can have your essentials for your self enhancement journey. The link will be on a card during this ad and in the description box below for you to explore their carefully selected range of products that embody quality, trendiness, and utility. So go shop Seek Essentials for your gateway to everyday elegance. Now, back to the show.
So I wrote this at the beginning of the year, and this is what I'm living by probably for another year, because I don't think I
Learned a goodness this
necessarily
year.
learned it well enough this year.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is 2024. We've almost made to a whole calendar year. So it
Oh yeah,
says,
we gotta do our year compass, y'all.
yeah. So it says there's power in the
Are
tongue.
we gonna be able to see that?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Okay.
Hopefully you can see it. So it says that there's power in the tongue, and that what do I want to say? When do I what do I need to say? How should I say it, and why should I say it? So it says, be quick to listen, and slow to anger,
Mm,
and slow to
I
speak.
got a problem with that.
That's James 1 1, I think. 1 and 14, 114, I think,
Mm-hmm.
or 119. It it went off. It got erased. But
That's my problem. I'm quick to anger.
and quick to speak.
Not quick to speak anymore.
Okay. So
I'm
we got one down,
one
one
down.
for one.
One for one.
One for one.
I'm quick to anger, but I ain't quick to speak no more. Let's say no more, because I used to be quick to speak too.
Okay.
Oh, but that did have to come into my one thing that I would change. And the one thing that I would change is that I would play into my strengths more for my leadership.
Mm,
I've been consistently put in leadership roles, ones that I put myself in and ones that I have just been put into. And the thing that I never understood about why I was the leader in that realm was because I purposefully wasn't playing to my strengths. I was just going and leading because I thought that's what I was supposed to be doing.
mm. Okay.
So the thing I want to do is really see what my strengths are based off of, well, I did read it and I'm going to start to play off my strengths in my leadership and stop, trying to insert myself in areas that don't have anything to do with me. Because if I know for a fact what I'm good at, what I see, what I know to be true and what's consistently worked for me just off the top of my head, instead of just leading from a place of there being the spot to be filled,
Okay.
because I feel like that would help me to choose the leadership positions in which I take on now. So that way I'm not pulling myself in different directions and playing outside of my comfort zone. Not like my comfort zone, but like what I know that I can do. Because before I was just doing anything to learn anything, which I'm completely open to, learn anything for the goal of the group, if that means I have to be the leader in whatever sector I have to learn about. But if learning is that aspect for me, then I need to be leading a team that's going to be passionate about doing what I'm leading. And I'm currently looking for a team to lead, if that makes sense. So I need to know what my strengths are so that way I can look for people to fit in the other sectors to be able to be leaders. So that way, when it's time for me to delegate, I can delegate to the people that I've chosen.
Hmm.
So,
Leaders are also followers.
yeah, that's another take. That's a good takeaway for the end of the book.
Leaders are also followers. And this is my client. I am my client. You are my client. Everybody that I meet is my client.
Yeah.
And if the client does not understand, if the client is not with it,
And if the client is not receiving the value in which they think they should,
it doesn't exist. It doesn't matter. Because when you're speaking, you're not speaking for yourself.
you're
You're
speaking for what they're
speaking
going to hear.
for what they are going to receive. So,
It says that in the Bible too. It says that we should not speak until we can speak in a manner that they're going to receive it in the right way. So if we shouldn't be quick to say anything that is not, like, just because we're getting it off our chest or it's the way that we feel, it doesn't mean that we should be saying it however it comes out our heads. We should be able to say it in a way to where they understand how we feel based on what we're telling them,
hmm,
because they're going to receive it in a way that makes them feel the same way that I feel in the moment,
or just to understand.
or just to understand the way I
Yeah,
feel in the
just
moment.
'cause sometimes you don't have to feel how, most
Right.
times you don't have to feel
But
how
the
I
thing
feel.
is, the best way, people have sympathy first before they have empathy. It's easier for you to understand a feeling that you have felt than it is for you to
Mm-hmm.
try to understand
Understand.
someone else's feeling for something that you've never experienced. So they're gonna have, like I said, they're gonna have sympathy before they have empathy. And so if I can speak to them in a way that makes them feel the same way that I feel in that moment, then I can reach them a little bit quicker than if I'm just speaking to them however I want to say it, because that's how I want to say it, because that's how I feel. Because you never know how far what you say or what you do is going to take somebody.
Well,
Your button being tapped like this might be somebody's.
wait.
I'm just saying,
That's true.
because it might. You don't know
People's trauma,
people's traumas,
people's
people's
past. You
experiences
don't know none of
at
that.
all. So you need to play it like you don't know because you don't.
Mm.
I'm just saying. What? I'm not trying to be rude. You do. You need to play it like you don't know because you don't. And you don't know how anybody is going to react to you, and you don't know how they're going to take what you have to say. So it's best for you to say nothing at all initially. And yes, some people do take that to heart even more. They take you not saying anything at all to them to heart
That's just
than
than too much.
you saying anything.
Everybody got issues.
Yes, somebody's gonna have a problem with everything that you do, but that's not the important part. It's that you're at least giving yourself time to be able to express the way you feel after. Because once you say something, you can't take it back.
It's true. Once you do something, you can't
You
take it
can't take it
back.
back either.
Mm-mm.
You might be able to explain it or justify it in some way
Mm-hmm.
if you even know why you're doing what you're doing.
But what's done is done.
But yeah, after that, the experience is the experience.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no afterthought. It's only thinking before, and then after that, it's a justification. It's not
Mm-hmm.
an afterthought.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to start thinking beforehand a little more, and then maybe we'll get a different response from others. And that's the most effective way to be a leader.
But you know what? I say this. You gonna have to fight hard because your brain, your emotional part of your brain, you can look this up, is bigger than your logical part of your brain. So it can be hard because that emotional part of your brain is going to try to take over that logical part. So you have to tap into that logical part all the time.
You remember last time on the last episode of the $1,000,000 Book Club, I have to pay attention all the time,
Yes.
every time,
Yes.
all the time.
Yes. I'm a product of my environment. I can't do too much. Do
It's
I have
good.
to learn this?
Yes, you have to learn. Oh my goodness. What's up with her? Like, y'all get her right in the comments. What's up with her? So no.
Like learn it. Okay, do I have to do this?
Yes. Once you learn, you apply. What did you learn in school?
Man, and you know what's crazy? They say like, ignorance is one thing, but what's worse than ignorance is knowing it and not doing anything with the
That's
information.
stupidity.
That is being dumb. So I can't be dumb. I can't be dumb. And that's why a lot of people don't read. That's why
Because they don't want to know.
because they don't want to know. They want to continue to be ignorant. And to that I say, Godspeed.
No, to that I say watch our videos and then maybe you'll get interested in a book.
Godspeed.
Watch our videos and maybe you'll get interested in a book.
That's true. That's true.
That's all I'm here to do, y'all. I'm just here to introduce y'all to it. I get it. Everybody don't want to read everything for education. That's why we alternate books. Something cool, something not.
Well, the next one's not really
Well, it's like The Alchemist, but that's not important.
kind of. Yeah, kind of. Kind of.
That's not important. I'm just saying if you're sitting at home wondering,
What you gonna do with your life? Sitting on a couch with nothing to do.
not really that, but yes.
Have you seen
And
that? Have you seen that video?
no, I don't know what she's talking about.
Education Connection?
Oh, education connection.
Yes. It was a guy, he was like, you sitting on the couch, nothing to do. Get up.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
I'll show
didn't
you
know
the
that.
video after
Oh
this.
my goodness. Okay, but yeah, so it all starts with some education. And like she said, it's like working out. You have to start with little pieces and then you have to build your stamina. Because the less stamina that you have, the less likely you're going to want to do it. It is scientifically proven that the brain chooses to go back to whatever didn't kill it. That's what it's going to do.
Well,
So, like she said, you're going to have to fight your brain and you're going to have to say, this outcome, what's the worst outcome? Death. Okay. Well, how can we alleviate that? Once we figure out how to get away from that, then you can do any other outcome after that.
I'll say death is inevitable.
Correct.
So you're here to experience. And if I'm here to experience in the best way possible, and I'm here to evangelize in the best way possible, then I need to learn. If you believe in the Bible, then somebody ate an apple, they became conscious, and now we have knowledge, so we need to use it because it's a capitalist society. So, you should utilize the knowledge that you have in order for you to be as fruitful as possible. Because living in squalor, living
Unaware.
yeah,
Living in a place of ignorance and unawareness.
or stupidity because you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
That's not serving because you're not using
Your gifts and talents.
at the maximum capacity or at any capacity at all.
Right.
So, some people don't even want to identify their strengths, but once you identify your strengths, you're supposed to be going full force because that's what I feel like.
What has been said we've been put on this earth to do.
Right. Yeah,
whatever you want to follow, that's what has been said for us to be put on this earth to do.
It's true. It's true.
So find your purpose, and once you find your purpose, be a good leader and read this book.
You should read it before you.
Yeah, you should read it to find your purpose.
We should read Ikigai.
We already said we were gonna read that, but I want to read that after our next fun book.
Ikigai is pretty big. So we'll read the 4 Agreements next.
Oh yeah, we're reading the 4 Agreements next. Picture. Boop.
That's our next book. And then after that we'll get back to you because it's almost I don't know. We'll get back to you. We'll figure out which one we're gonna do next. We're gonna have to rock, paper, scissors, or which one we're gonna do next because I have so many. I'm in mental rock, paper, scissors. I'm not drawing my hand to her at all. I'm not raising my hand to her for nothing. Nope. I'm not shaking my fist for you, girl. I'm not doing that. We'll deliberate.
We'll see which one adds the most value.
Right. But thank you so much for coming to our book club.
I didn't know we were ending.
Oh, are we not?
Well, guys, I guess that was for our closing remarks. So you now know what book we're getting ready to read. I'm gonna pop it up here again. 4 Agreements. We don't know what it's about. I don't know what it's about. So
it's about I think minding your business.
Oh.
And
we need to learn that.
Some other agreements.
I currently need to come up with a I don't really need a title for this. It's just gonna be the name of the book. So thank y'all for watching. Come back next time to hear our thoughts on books as normal. And as we always say, read the book for yourself.
Stay wealthy.
Oh no. Yeah. Come become a millionaire by learning all this information.
Stay wealthy.
Yeah, sure. Stay wealthy.
Be wealthy.
And
be wealthy, stay wealthy.
Don't forget, of course, because that's how we end stuff here around here. Don't forget to remember the way that you're treating yourselves, treating others. Don't forget to always upgrade because y'all, we're upgrading around here. And don't forget to love more, be more, and add more positivity to the world. You see how she's mocking me?
It's so good. I do it every single.
She does mock me every single time.
It's not mocking. It
is mocking.
It's good to me. Every time she says it, I'm like, I feel it.
Because I mean it. The fuck?
Don't forget to love more, be more, and add more positivity into the world. It's so good to me.
We're out. Love. Bye, y'all. I like my nails.
Oh my goodness.